All right, today we're diving into a really powerful modern idea, looking at it through the eyes of an analyst, known only as the architect. We're going to explore why so many of us, well, we build these walls around ourselves, and what it really takes to connect in a world like this. So let's kick things off with the big question, the central puzzle. You see behaviors all the time that are kind of hard to wrap your head around, right? Things like really extensive cosmetic work, or constant vaping, or layers and layers of makeup. It just makes you stop and wonder, why? What's really driving all that? To get an answer, we're going to borrow the perspective of the architect. And this is super important. This is not about judging any of this as good or bad. Not at all. Instead, we're taking a huge step back to see how these actions fit into a much, much bigger system. And when you look at it from that high up, something really interesting pops out. What looks like a bunch of random, even erratic individual choices might actually be the totally logical result of a society that's just overheated. The pressure is immense. So the focus shifts away from blaming individuals and onto the system that's creating that pressure. Okay, so where is all this pressure coming from? Well, the first big idea is that the role of our physical body has completely changed. It's not just a body anymore. It's basically become a walking, talking billboard in the nonstop marketing campaign of, well, ourselves. This really points to a massive shift in what our culture values. We used to be in what you could call a competence economy. Your value came from what you could do, your skills, your talent. But we've moved. Now we're deep in an attention economy, where the most valuable currency is appearance and just being seen. That is a profound change in the rules of the game. And that brings us to this concept of the interface. I mean, think about it. You're judged in a split second, right? A single scroll on a feed, a quick swipe left or right. In that environment, perfecting your external appearance, it's not just vanity. It's a full-on survival strategy to stay visible, to stay relevant in this crazy market. And this right here explains all the copycat behavior you see. It's called mimicry. When the people who are seen as the most successful, the influencers, the celebrities, all start to look a certain way, our subconscious brain gets a really loud signal. It says, hey, that's the uniform of the winning team. And to not wear that uniform feels dangerous, like you're risking being kicked out of the tribe. So that's the external world. But what about what's happening on the inside, psychologically? Well, if the outside world feels like this high-stakes, chaotic marketplace, the inside can feel even more chaotic. And so these external behaviors, they become a way to manage that internal chaos. They become a fortress. The architect calls these behaviors external anchor points. It's a perfect name. When you feel totally adrift on the inside, you desperately grab for something solid on the outside. Vaping gives your hands something to do. Your phone gives your eyes a place to look. Every one of these is an attempt to regulate all that stress and anxiety bubbling up inside. This really cuts to the core logic of the whole thing. It's almost like a silent thought playing on a loop. I can't control what's going on inside my head, so I'm going to control my outer world with an iron fist. That feeling of powerlessness over your emotions gets channeled into something you can control: your nose, your lips, your skin. So here's the absolute crucial takeaway. All that elaborate stuff on the outside, all that armor, it isn't a sign of arrogance. It is so often a sign of deep, deep insecurity. It's a fortress, built only because she's terrified that the house behind it, her true self, is too fragile to survive on its own. Okay, so understanding that is one thing, but what do you actually do with that knowledge? How do you interact with this? Well, the architect actually provides a protocol, a kind of guide, for how to navigate this whole dynamic. And the main objective is simple, but incredibly powerful. Your goal is to not react to the fortress. Don't praise it, don't attack it. Your job is to bypass all of those superficial defenses and connect directly with the person who's hiding inside. So the protocol has 3 basic steps. Step 1 is the X-ray gaze. Look past all the constructed stuff, the fillers, the lashes, and make real, genuine eye contact. Step 2, validate the real. This is huge. Compliment things that can't be bought. Her energy, the way she laughs, something smart she said. That stuff bypasses the armor. And finally, step 3, be the rock. When her energy gets anxious, you become the calm, stable center of the room. The effect this has is wow. It's profound. Her whole defensive system is waiting for you to react to the armor. When you don't, it gets confused. The internal monologue is something like, wait, He's not falling for my distractions. He actually sees me? And in that moment of confusion, a powerful feeling of safety is born. So let's bring this all home. What's the ultimate takeaway from this whole analysis of the armored heart? It's really all about learning to look beyond the surface. Your role in this isn't to be a hero or to fix anything. The task is so much more subtle than that. It's simply to offer an environment of such genuine safety that the person inside the armor can start to believe that they are enough, just as they are, without any of it. And that brings us to this final knockout statement from the architect. Telling someone you are beautiful might just feel like you're complimenting the armor, you're validating the billboard. But telling someone I see you, that validates the person inside, and that is the ultimate key. And that just leaves us with one final question. And this one isn't about other people. It's about us. Because let's be real, this isn't a one-sided thing. We all build these fortresses. So the question to really sit with is, what armor are you wearing?